How's it going, welcome back to the Great Green North. Welcome to my annual Christmas light video. Now this is going to be showing you guys how to dominate your neighbors at Christmas. You've had a great lawn all season long. Now Christmas is rolling around. It's time to have the best Christmas light display on the block. And now you don't have to go all out. This doesn't mean you're going Clark Griswold. This means you're keeping your lights tidy and keeping your lighthouse looking the best on the block. So without further ado, today we're going to be going over some quick tips how to have the best Christmas light display, how to put up Christmas lights, and everything to do with that. So first of all, I'm going to run you through some things here, then I'm going to show you some clips of us putting up the lights with a bit of voiceover, and then finally we'll show you the big reveal, how the lights look. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So there's three types of Christmas lights. There are C9s, these are the big bulbs, the bulbs that you will see up on the roof. There's C6s, these are the medium-sized bulbs. These are the bulbs that you would see on trees and things like the reindeer in my front lawn. And then finally, there are minis. And there are two types of Christmas lights. They're LED and incandescent. LED bulbs use less electricity. They give you a more true blue-white color. Incandescent bulbs are your standard Christmas lights. These lights actually have a filament in them. That's how they work. And these lights are the ones that give you that classic yellow color. Now, I used to have a 100% LED display. For those of you who check out my video from last year, that's what you can see. However, I kept having issues with my LED bulbs not lasting throughout the season. I think last year I replaced almost half of my display before the end of December was over. We have very hard winters here up in Canada, and the winters, the freezing and the thawing, our area right now, we get a lot of freeze and thaw throughout December, and this is very hard on the Christmas lights. So I decided to switch to incandescent for a good hunk of the year this year. So my display now is half LED, half incandescent, and I think this is the way we're going to keep it for a while. However, let's take a look at what we think of my display, how I decided to plan out my display, and how you can plan out your display. The first thing you need to think about is, where is everybody going to be viewing your display from? This is what the Lawn Care Nut calls your $100 view. So let's take a look down here. This is my street, and not many people come down, but if they do come down, they're going to be viewing my display from right here. This would be my $100 view, the clear view of my house. So highlighting things that we're seeing right now, we need to highlight the roof line of the house. This is very distinct, clearly seen from this view. Think about every angle of the roof you can see from this view. As you can see, I cannot see the back of my house. I cannot see the sides of my house. Therefore, those parts of the roof line do not need to be highlighted. As well as think about large items you can see in this view that you'll be able to put Christmas lights on. So as you can see, there's the Rose of Sharon bush in the front there. There's the bush, the tree in front of the house over there, and then there's the yard space. So this yard space is clear area to put something like those reindeer. So think about those things. Where can I put lights? What can I put lights on other than the roof to help highlight the ground? Highlighting your roof is perfectly fine, and it is probably one of the most important parts of having a very unique and beautiful light display. However, highlighting your ground helps take you to that next level. If you just have the roof and your ground is sitting out there pitch black, it doesn't look as good as having a highlighted roof and ground game. So looking at my house, as you can see here, we are highlighting the roof up there, all those roof lines, and the ground. So as you pull up, you can see the roof, you can see the beautiful landscape, and it just helps highlight the entire house as a whole, displaying the roof and the ground together as one. So once you figure out that, the second thing to take a look at is your Christmas light power source. So you need to know where you have sources of power. So for me, I have a source here in the garage, so I could feed anything off of this source, feed it out that door, feed it up through the soffit, and I also have an exterior power source up there. Now, this was a custom built house, so this power source was actually added for Christmas lights. That's why it's so close to the soffit. So think about where that power source is and if that source is on a switch. If it is on a switch from inside, you do not need a timer because it's very easy to access for you. However, if it isn't on a switch and you feel like you don't want to go outside and plug it in every day, then it is a good idea to buy timers so then you don't have to turn the lights on at all. I do volunteer for an organization in my town. We put up Christmas lights in the park. It's quite a large park, and we don't want somebody going there every night to turn the lights on. So all the lights, all 500,000 of them, are on a timer, and it works perfectly fine. Every night the lights turn on. We don't have any major issues, and everything goes off with no problem. So timers are a good solution when you don't have a switch. Honestly, I think the switch is the gold standard. You can turn it on and off whenever you want. If you want to turn it on early, you can turn it on early. If you want to turn it off early, you can turn it off early. However, timers is a good second to that. So now that you've figured out your power source, if you're planning your display for the first time, you need to know where to run that power source to. So I have to plan out that I have extension cords running over to that tree over there, which is what we highlighted from our $100 view. And then I have power running to this tree, and then power running from this tree to that bush up front there. Now, the other thing you need to think about is obstruction from your $100 view. So up here on my front walkway, there is this hydrangea bush right here. However, if you look from my $100 view, which is down there, you cannot see the hydrangea bush through the Rose of Sharon. And I've done this before where I've put lights on bushes behind other bushes, and it just doesn't look good. It doesn't look good because it looks like there's lights on top of lights, and that's not good. So another thing to think about is what is behind that. So you want to highlight one or the other. You won't be able to see what's in front or behind at nighttime. You're only going to be able to see what you've highlighted with light. So another thing is these bushes here are behind the reindeer. A couple years ago, I put lights on the bushes and the reindeer, and it didn't work out. There was just too much in the front and the back. So I decided this year to instead do the reindeer and that tree, because that highlights over from the house, makes that corner of the house look less dark. So this is things you need to think about when you're highlighting your lights from your $100 view. Once you have decided where you're putting up lights, where your power source is, it's time to start with the roof. I like to start with the roof. I also like to do my roof early. I do my roof in November, just after Remembrance Day, to make sure that there's no snow, no crap to deal with. You don't want to be getting up on the roof during snow. There's a lot of holiday accidents caused by people falling off ladders at Christmas time. So make sure you're staying safe, not getting up on the roof while it's snowy, putting up those lights. There's two types of clips. For those of you who don't have smart screen, there are shingle and gutter clips. I have a video last year showing you how to install these clips on your roof. These clips are really great for those of you who don't have smart screen, those of you who have gabled roofs. These clips work amazing. Best clips out there. They're also called universal clips. There's also another type of clip that I'll have linked down in the description below. I have smart screen on my house because of the amount of trees I have, and these clips work great for those of you with smart screen. They allow you to keep putting up your Christmas lights, because traditional shingle and gutter clips do not work with smart screen. These clips also do not damage your eaves trough, scratch the paint, like shingle and gutter clips can sometimes. So those are the clips I use. I have them linked down in the description, and you're going to put a clip on every single light. This is to make sure that all your lights are angled the same way. As you can see when you look at my roof, all of the lights are all pointed up. Some of them are here and in and out a little bit, but you want to make sure that they're all angled the same way. When lights are not all angled the same way, you'll see it at night. Secondly, when you're coming to trees, it's good to make sure that you're wrapping the tree all the way around instead of going up. So as you can see, the base layer here goes all the way around the bottom, then we go up all the way around the middle, then we go up all the way around the top. This works better than what I see some people do, which is kind of, I call it the spiral look. You start at the one point, and as you wrap around the tree, you start moving up the tree. This tends to make the tree look more like a spiral and not more like a tree. If you wrap it like that, it helps highlight the tree much better. Believe me, I have put up lots of Christmas lights volunteering for the city, and this is the best way it looks. So, and the other thing you can think about too is where you're seeing the tree from. This tree is wrapped from both sides because I can see it from the back porch. I want to see that it's wrapped on both sides. This tree over here is only wrapped on one side because no one will ever see it from that back window. So that's another thing to think about. Another thing to think about with trees is there a trunk? As you can see, I decided to wrap the trunk of that tree over there with incandescent lights this year because that trunk I found was unhighlighted and the lights made the lights look more like a blob. If you can wrap the trunk and the tree at the same time, it helps highlight the tree individually from everything else. Finally, I used to do all one color. I used to think that that was the best way to do it. However, a mix of colors can help, but make sure that it's even. This year, I did incandescent lights on the roof, I did blue lights in the trees, and I did incandescent lights closer to the ground. I think it looks really nice, really sweet. Think about things on your porch. Think about planters like this that can help highlight your house at Christmas time. There's lots of things to think about when coming into Christmas time and your Christmas light display. So when you're designing your display, big three things. Think about where is your power source? What can I see from my $100 view? Then think about highlighting your roof line and having a a ground game. So without further ado, I'm gonna go inside. It's still light out here and it's snowing. We're gonna come back out. We're gonna show you a voiceover here, me putting up the lights, explain any more details, and then I will come back out here after the sun goes down, and we will show you what the lights look like at night and continue talking about this. So without further ado, time to a voiceover. Show me putting up the lights. Alright, so as you can see here, we're working at getting the lights up. Now these bulbs, the incandescent bulbs, they're a lot more fragile because they are true glass light bulbs. So I found it's easier to do this with two people. One of the person is up on the ladder putting the lights up, and the other person can be down below putting the clips, putting the clips on the lights, which makes it easier for them to go up if the clips are already on. Just make sure you're putting the clips the right way. And as you can see, even spacing the lights, you put the one clip on, you pull the light tight, and then you put the next clip on, and so on and so on and so on. Keep working your way around the house. Now, these lights were all tested before they were put up, and as you can see, soon here we'll plug them in and make sure that they're still working as we're putting them on. I believe there's a couple burnt out bulbs that had to be replaced when we plugged them in, but putting them up on the house as well, very easy to do. You can do it by yourself. I also prefer to do this with a ladder instead of crawling up on the roof. However, as I said before, two people makes it the easiest. Everything's plugged in. Someone can be passing the lights up to you. The other person can be putting the lights on the roof. A big deal here, as you can see, that extension cord. What I'm doing here is I'm zip tying. I've zip tied the extension cord up to the roof. Now this is something very important to do to make sure it doesn't rip all the lights down if the wind picks up. So make sure that extension cord's attached. It won't pull your lights down. And then without further ado, just keep going, throwing the lights up with the ladder and an extension ladder if you need to. Big reveal. Here's the Christmas light display for the 2021 Christmas season, giving you guys that dose of holiday cheer with the fresh snow coming down right now. So first of all, let's go to the $100 view, pretend like we're driving up. Alright, so coming down the street, first thing that gets revealed is that tree in the back, then the deer, then coming down this way, after the deer, we get to reveal the other tree, the roof line, the front tree, and slowly reveal everything else. And this is our $100 view right there. As you can see, we got everything pretty much lined up on the house there. That one tree, the front tree, a nice balance of incandescent and LED lights, as well as the deer. Now let's take up a closer look on everything turned on here. So coming up the driveway, we're going to see the deer and the sleigh. These are out in the front lawn once again, with guidelines. Guidelines on Christmas things, really good. These are very windy months, December and November, so we put guidelines on everything, especially the deer. Make sure it holds everything in place. Those aren't going anywhere. Next, we have our first tree right here. Obviously, the roof line as well, nice and cleanly outlined all the way around the house. We have this tree right here, our first incandescent tree. Helps kind of corner this corner of the driveway in the house. As you continue to come up to the house, you can see a nice garden here. And then after that one, we have this LED Rose of Sharon wired together. This is good for people coming up to walk here. They can see the nice LED Rose of Sharon right there. Coming up to the house, you can see we have this tree on the front porch. Bought this a couple years ago, just kind of helps illuminate the front porch. We're supposed to be getting more reindeer. I think we're going to put a reindeer on this side. As you can see, the roof line's easily outlined. Up there, over there you have that beautiful tree. I really like the incandescent pillar on the trunk. I think it looks really nice. Up there, roof line highlighted. Coming up here, You can see where everything is nice and plugged in all the way up there. So from the house, this is what you can see. The incandescent roof line, that tree in the trunk over there, as you can see, only wrapped part way around. The lights on the roof, and coming down the stairs and back out towards the driveway, you can continue to see the entire display get slowly revealed as you work your way backwards away from the house. The Christmas light display for 2021. So this is our display. If you guys would like to send in your own display, I have a post on Instagram that I'm asking you guys send in your own displays. Maybe we'll have a little contest here, see who's got the best Christmas display around. So this is my display for the 2021 season. Love to see yours. Hope you guys all have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And in the Great Green North, my name's Wade Murray. I think there'll be one more video before the end of the year. But as always, keep it green and enjoy. Have a wonderful Christmas time. Merry Christmas, guys.